What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with Reactions to the Classics, and today we got a Bears Den Top 10 brought to us by a friend, longtime supporter, and patron of the channel, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Richard brought me an excellent top 10 last month of another group that I had never done anything on, Band of Horses, which was great. So we're keeping on the animal theme with Bears Den. Before we even get started, guys, I just want you to know the music will not be in this video, but it'll be in a Vimeo link below. Check it out if you want to hear my whole reaction. Just want to know what I think of the songs, just hang out here. It's got a little bit of background before we jump in. Bears Den are a British folk rock band from London, formed in 2012. The band consists of Andrew Davey, who's lead vocals, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and Kevin Jones, vocals, drums, bass, and guitar. Joey Haynes, vocals, banjo, and guitar, left the band in early 2016. Since their 16-17 tour in Europe and North America, Joey's been replaced by the Dutch artist Christoph van der Ven, not an official member, but as a session musician. So that way we kind of know who we're dealing with here. I've done one song reaction for Bears Den to the song New Jerusalem. I think I did that about a year ago for another former patron of ours. So that's kind of all I know about Bears Den. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Won't say anything during the reaction. Thanks again, Richard. You see, we're going to start off with number 10. It's Sophie. It's from the Islands album in 2015, the deluxe version of the album. While that's important is because the deluxe editions had live songs added, like this one, which is live at Vondelkirk. Sophie, that was intense. You couldn't even tell it was live till the applause at the end. That's how well it was done. Just so intense, drew you in from the start. Andrew's vocals fantastic. Joey and the banjo, some on there, adding some depth to a song. You really wouldn't think a banjo going to a song like this about Sophie, who has passed away, and our protagonist singing the song. He loved her, but she probably never knew. You were kind, ever welcoming. You can take all of your love out on me, Sophie. You always loved Charlie best. You never knew how each night I wept, but I'll feast upon the crumbs he's left, Sophie. So she must be heartbroken over Charlie leaving. He loves her. He'll take whatever he can get from her. He's probably there as a crying shoulder, so to speak, for her. She has no idea that he's in love with her, is kind of the way I tell you. You would hide yourself in a shroud as your hair started falling out when you took off your dressing gown, Sophie. Your mother was dressed in black with a lock of your hair in her hands, and I knew there was no turning back, Sophie. And I can't forgive myself. No, I can't forgive myself. And then we get a little instrumental interlude, and then we get, didn't know when I started running. I was running for my life. Didn't know when I started running. I'd be running my whole life. And that's the way it ends. It's a nice little way to end this thing out. So I'm guessing she probably took her life because he can't ever forgive himself. So, wow, man. What a powerful way to start this thing off. Just fantastic. Now we'll move on to number 9. Emeralds from the Red Earth and Pouring Rain album in 2016. I actually don't have any research on this one. There was nothing out there. Let's check it out. Emeralds, a little abstract songwriting-wise. I mean, I think basically he's kind of wronged this girl. He wants to be with her because verse 2, a careless sun was shining brightly and the crows started circling as the skies cried black lightning. Lord knows that I fell, but how far? I'll never tell once you let me out. Maybe he just did something bad and he feels trapped in it. I don't know. Bridge, I look for you every night, love. I search all my dreams in my mind. You always be shining an emerald in the moon glow, and that's where those emeralds are. So I think he did something to screw up. She left him, but she's kind of his guiding light, so to speak. A lot different sound than the opener, Sophie. This had much more. There's another group that I'm really getting into lately, the War on Drugs. So if you're familiar with them, this has a little bit of the War on Drugs sound to me. So enjoy that one. I'll go to Richard's number 8 track, Old Wives. I think that's how you say that. It's a song written about Andrew Davies' grandfather who suffered from Alzheimer's. Andrew said, "Where my grandparents live in Scotland and where my mom grew up, there's this cottage I used to go to write. It's always been a bit of an escape for me, but always reminds me a lot of growing up, which has always been a trigger for me with songwriting. Nearby, there's 3 rocks called the Old Wives' Lifts. No one knows how they got there, and there are faces carved into the rocks." It's all kind of strange, huh? That's all sort of folk tales around them that have stayed with me growing up. The song is about my granddad who lived near there. He developed Alzheimer's in his old age. Knowing someone and them not knowing you anymore is a difficult thing to go through. This song became this way of talking about it, of venting about that feeling, and helps it make more sense to me. Wow. Old Wise, very good bass work on this from Kevin Jones, and an interesting way to frame up his grandfather's Alzheimer's with the Old Wives. I really like that. I think if you didn't know what the song was about, though, you may not know it when you hear it, but Old Wives' Lifts How have you got here? Where did you come from? What do you tell? I see his face. I see his face carved deep in the stone. Another mind you have taken away. And then the chorus, but I swam across the ocean to find your memory, a trace of all that you left behind. And the old wise swore you were born to die without a child for you to call out your name. Now I call your name, but you can't hear me now. No, you don't recognize my face. Who are you? Why do you call me that? How dare you call me that? So a heartbreaking song in many ways, but that's the beauty of music, right? It can be very cathartic. So I enjoyed that one. Had a very similar sound to the previous song, Emeralds, but they're off the same album, and so are the next two songs as well. Just a little sneak peek. So I'm wondering if they're all going to have this same sound, quite a bit different than Sophie. See it, boy, we got Dew on the Vine from that Red Earth and Pouring Rain 2016 album. Dew on the Vine, very pleasing sonically. Born to break or to last, it's all in the past. Is that a scar or birthmark retracing this cold heart? And now I'm all out of thread and I don't want to die here. What an opening verse, right? I mean, it's just so well written. Keep chasing echoes of my mind, baby, it's a fine line, and I'm so far over it, and I know it. Beneath it all, I'm still broken. Cut me out, cut it open. I can't do it anymore, I can't. So the relationship is over. But the chorus tells you, I don't pay any mind to the dew upon the vine. Does that mean that it's not there if I can see it at all? Though the morning light will burn away all the fog the night creates, there'll still be a trace of our love left behind in the dew upon the vine. So it's still always going to be with me, right? This didn't work out, and it's going to haunt me forever, but it's still always going to be there, that dew on the vine. I thought the instrumentation on this was right on. I thought Andrew, on the guitar. I thought Kevin's drum work was excellent on this, just adding that ambiance in there. And now we're going to finish this 4-song run with the title track. Coming in at number 6, Red Earth and the Pouring Rain from the same album in 2016. The title track to the album, Red Earth and Pouring Rain, just like the previous 3 tracks, 4 in a row here off this album. Love the ambience. It all sounds like the War on Drugs to me, the group, if you're familiar with them, or maybe the War on Drugs sounds like Bear's Den. I don't know, however you want to frame it, but can you hear it in the silence? Can't you hear me calling out your name? I've got something burning, coursing through these cold veins, and the words we speak, babe. Somehow I get lost in between when to suffer in silence or to break it all with each breath that we breathe. So we're going to find out as the song unfolds, this guy screwed this relationship up badly. He says in the chorus, and I don't want to break it off or break it all, but I can't let it be. I don't want to be the one to call it out, love, but it's all I can see. Remember what we found, love? No one can ever take that away. Remember what we found in the red earth and the pouring rain. So you get the title of the song and the title of the album. That don't you remember, love? He repeats that. I was waiting for a call. A call never came. So I made my own way, and I can't find my way back home again. Stranded in the darkness, begging, please don't pin all of your dreams on me. He doesn't want all this pressure on him, right? Baby, you can count on me. You can count on me. And you're like, yeah. The last line of this verse, to F up everything. And then you get back to the chorus. And then the refrain just over and over. Don't you remember, love? Don't you remember anything? It's just you and I, love. It's just you and I. So he just finishes that out over the last probably minute and a half of this song. Just an excellent song, as all 4 of these were off this album. We're done with this album for now. I don't want to spoil it for you, but we're done with the top half of this countdown. We're done with the album. So let's move on to number 5. All right, let's kick off the top half with the song Spiders. You see it below from the Blue Hours album this year in 2022. It hasn't come out yet as of this recording. There's also another release song off this called All That You Are, but we're going to be dealing with Spiders. Andrew Davies said, I started writing Spiders around the time we left London. In my head, I thought moving would solve lots of problems, like everything will be better, almost like this Neverland vibe. Spiders is a song dealing with the fact that this absolutely wasn't the case. I had this vision in my head, and I'd be at one with nature, that I'd be calmer, but all the things that were rattling around in my brain before will still there after the move. The song is about the fact you can't run away from the things that are bothering you. Wow, that is well said. Looking forward to this one. So we're fast forwarding 6 years from the previous 4 tracks we heard. We got Spiders. A little bit of a different sound, right? Still sounds really good. Just a different sound, which I kind of enjoyed. Kevin on the drums was great. Almost sounded like a drum machine in there at some parts, but I don't know that. There's really no info on it, but Andrew sounded great. The song itself, is that all that you wanted? Your hair blowing in the cold breeze. Secrets within the trees that are not revealed to you. You're frightened over your nature. Your promises, they escape you. What's one more burden on the back of this beast? I can't take back all the hurt I've caused. Everything I've loved, I've somehow lost. It's 4 in the morning and the spiders are crawling in my mind, replaying pictures, all that I can't undo, right? At nighttime when we're stressing over stuff or upset over stuff, that's when we can't run away, right? You're laying in bed, there's nothing to distract you. There's no media, there's no watching TV, there's no talking to someone. It's just you and your thoughts, and that's where those spiders start crawling in your mind. The chorus, love, I'm trying, but I can't pull myself out, and the darkness comes. Love, I'm trying, I can't pull myself out, and the darkness comes. Andrew said about that line itself, while making the record, we wanted to get across a kind of simmering intensity with the song and the idea of someone trying to get their stuff together while wrestling with these darker thoughts and feelings. We wanted to get across a sense of bravery and triumph and saying, sometimes I can't pull myself out of these difficult situations. To celebrate the difficult moments because we all have them. They're a universally shared experience, even if it feels sometimes like they're not, and you're the only one who feels them. I just thought that was so well said because, yes, we all have these spiders, right? And many times it's isolating. We feel like it's just us, but it's not just us. And a really good offering from the brand new unreleased album. Now we're going to go to 2016 Berlin. Berlin, really powerful song. Andrew, great on the acoustic in this one. Really went to the feeling of the song and the subject matter of the song, which appears to be about Alzheimer's again, just like Old Wives were. You know, it just kind of goes through memories here. Verse 2, oh, to be lost in an Alzheimer's fog like the grandfather I lost before I lost. Raise the root but spare the tree and cut you out of my memory. Leave my world just black and white. Snatch the sun out of the sky. But the only color of my life is the memory of you and I. So I don't know if he's actually writing this to his grandfather. He's using the Alzheimer's as a motif for a lost relationship. But, oh, for every crime that I commit, is there not a punishment to fit? I'm sorry is an endless corridor. We're behind every open door. All my doubts, my fear, my sin, I don't know how to begin. It's a maze within a maze, within my mind, my labyrinth. So it could be some allusions to the Alzheimer's as well. The chorus, I can't forget you, I try all the time, I can't forget you, Berlin, with your hand in mine. Because the first verse they start in Berlin, they kind of go to the Berlin Wall, so I guess that's where he's getting that motif. So how happy is the blameless vestal's lot? The world's forgotten by the world forgot. Is it eternal sunshine or endless dark, or just a branch left hanging by the bark? It's off this is from a poem, sort of. It was also used in the movie oftentimes, the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, which ironically enough, my daughter just watched. So that's kind of crazy how all these things just connect. But verse 5 just kind of goes through, and when they put on the video, I felt your hand tighten in mine. You were always on my mind. So it's kind of repeating the first verse, but he didn't have that last part in there. You were always on my mind, past tense. And then I can't forget you, I try all the time, I can't forget you, Berlin, with your hand in mine. Like I said, for the subject matter, the acoustic works so much better than the more intricate productions that we had off the stuff that was off Red Earth and the Pouring Rain. So enjoyed that one. Now as everything goes full circle, the first track, Sophie, was off the deluxe version of this album, Islands, in 2014. But our next 3 songs, I'll spoil it for you, are all off this album. Elysium, in September of 2014 interview, Andrew said, quote, it's a song I wrote a long time ago, and I think I had quite a lot of religious friends growing up. And I got a feeling from a lot of them that they never really questioned it. That's what they just thought. I asked them about it because I don't have a problem with people believing in anything as long as you sort of question it and are thinking about it, I suppose. I think I felt disillusioned when I was younger, and I wished I didn't feel like that. I think it was coming from that place. I'm a Christian, if you don't know that, if you don't watch this channel all the time, so I'm curious to where the song goes in our next song, by the way, as well, in the spiritual realm. Definitely more like the instrumentation on our number 10 track, Sophie, off the same album. Elysium, I think I might have said it wrong at the start. Who the heck knows? But, brother, do you believe in an afterlife where our souls will both collide in some great Elysium? And what Elysium means, it's the third realm of the Greek afterlife, reserved for the best of mankind, heroes, and those related to gods mostly. More generally, the word can refer to a wider concept of the afterlife, or any place or state of perfect happiness, of paradise. Way up in the sky, from our shackles, our chains, our mouths, our brains, we all open the gates and we will walk careless straight into the light. I've never felt so enlightened. With every page I turn, I only find myself feeling more alone. Posing questions to a silent universe, my very thoughts are cursed. They just seem to multiply forever in my mind. Brother, don't grow up. Brother, please don't grow out. Hold out against the night. Guard your hope with your life, for the darkness she will come. Oh, and you'll have nowhere left to run. And then later on it says, don't let bitterness become you. Your worldly hopes are all within you. Hold out against the night. Guard your hope with your life is how it finishes. So I get the questioning part. Like I said, I'm a Christian. Some part of it, you just have to have faith. But he's struggling with it throughout this. I get the questioning's fine. Everybody questions, but I don't believe that we just spontaneously, boom, started to exist, and everything in this ecosystem of life works just exactly perfectly just because. But that's going to be another interesting concept here as we go, the biblical concept, as we go into Agape, our number 2 pick by Richard on his Bears Den Top 10. This is the album opener. Bears Den said, agape is a word that has been taken and used by Christianity to mean something it didn't originally mean. And I guess I kind of did the same. So I'm kind of curious what he means there by that. Agape to me is about being open with people and not hiding anything from the people you care about. As a word, strange as this sounds, agape to me sounds like a book opening. And we're looking for a song that had that kind of feel to it for the first song on the album. Agape, Richard's number 2 Bears Den song. Just a little background on agape, the official definition of it. It's considered the highest of the 6 Greek forms of love. It's translated as love. The highest form of love, especially brotherly love, charity, the love of God for man and man of God. It can also simply mean unconditional love, which seems to be the case here because he's writing to a girl, agape. Please don't dissipate. Yeah, I know that I've got this all wrong. I'm reaching out to touch your voice, but baby, I'm clutching at straws. But even though your words hurt the most, I still want to hear them every day. You say let it go, but I can't let it go. I want to believe every word you say, for I'm scared of losing you, and I don't know what I can do about it. So tell me how long, love, before you go and leave me here on my own. I know it. I don't want to know who I am without you. And then agape, please don't dissipate. Yeah, it's a really well-written song, right? She's going to leave him. He's kind of messed it up. She keeps telling him it's over, but he'd rather hear her tell him it's over than her actually be gone. So stuck in that kind of cycle of it's not working out, yet I can't get away from it. And ceremonial drum roll here. We're to Richard's number 1 Bears Den song on his top 10 list. We have Above the Clouds of Pompeii from that same Islands album in 2014. This one was nominated for a Novella Award for Best Song musically and lyrically in 2015. Quite high praise. Andrew Davies said, quote, my dad and I went on a trip to Pompeii together when I was a kid, and it made a really big impression on me. It's a deeply personal song to me and to other people as well, so talking about it too much will only ruin people's own interpretations. It was one of the first songs I wrote where I never actually wrote it down. I wrote it in my head over the course of a month, and that process removed a lot of the pressure of staring at a blank page, which I used to do a lot. I could see that. I played it to Kev and Joey in the back of a van on our first tour, and we've been playing it ever since. All right, let's do it. Above the Clouds of Pompeii. What a powerful song, right? As you dive into the lyrics, it's about the death of his mother. So he's with his father, and his mom has died when he was pretty young, the way it sounds, and his dad is very sad, right? And he kind of wants his dad to snap out of it a little bit and honor the mother, like remember her with good thoughts and not have so much sadness hang over, which is really the trick and really difficult. But we built our home out on the slopes, Pompeii beneath. She lay above, and how she haunted our home, And then he's talking to his dad. I think you were a God in my eyes, above the clouds, above the skies. You were a God in my eyes. You took me walking through the town, showed me the statues underground, said, just don't they look at peace? Sometimes I wish that was me, kind of like his dad wishes he was dead, looking at these statues. I wish that was me. I was the son you always had, tugging at your coat while you were sad. I was the son you always had. So maybe there's not a great relationship there, but then he gets into the don't cry, hold your head up high. She would want you to. Please just don't cry, hold your head up high. She would want you to. And then he gets into, you said stay in the car and wait. There's just some things I have to say. Don't you know I miss her too? I miss her just as much as you. So my father and my son, as you end what she's begun, you'll lie patient by her side with roses red come lilies white. I was too young to understand the flowers slipping from your hands. And he just keeps saying I was too young to understand. Then we get in with the chorus for a long time. Don't cry, hold your head up high. She would want you to. She would want you to. What a powerful song. What a probably cathartic songwriting experience for Andrew on this, I would imagine. Now we get to my favorites. For honorable mentions, I have Dew on the Vine I have Spiders, the brand new track, and I have Agape. My faves are going to be the very first track, Sophie, the one that was live, just so well performed. Red Earth and the Pouring Rain, the title track from the album that gave us 4 in a row there. And the last track, Above the Clouds of Pompeii. What a very, very well put together list, and a great introduction to me from Bears Den. Like I said, the only video we have up, I did one of a song reaction to New Jerusalem a while back, but didn't know anything about these guys. So Richard, another fantastically constructed list, and really appreciate you. Really appreciate all the patrons. If you'd like to be a patron and help us in any way, like Richard does, check out the Patreon link below or the Patreon link in the end screen is about to hit, where I'll put another video that you might enjoy. Until next time, guys, I will see you.